variation, the graph would be straight line passing through origin, either this way or this way. Table looks like this. Mathematical forms, y is equal to some times of x, that sometimes is always a constant. x1 by x2 is y1 by y2. Right? So y is directly proportional to x. See, in this case, I can say y is directly proportional to x. Now, trick is we can always replace variation sign by equality by introducing a constant. I saw in this table y is directly proportional to x, right? Y is
Yes, sir.
directly proportional to x. I'll just write y is minus 12 by 5 times of x. And this is how I replaced proportionality sign by equality. Now, this is, sir, how will I, why should I agree to this? Just check the value of x. X is 5. Put it here. 5 gets cancelled, y is minus 10. When x is
Minus
5, y is minus 10. When x is 10, put x equals to 10
2
here.
minus 24.
2 minus 20. See, when x is 20, put x
Sir.
equals to 20 here. 4 minus 48.
Minus
Right?
48.
So now this is working fine, right? This is as per this table. And this is always a constant. See, this is always a constant and is read as constant of proportionality. This is known as constant of proportionality.
Proportionality.
If the two quantities are proportional, then proportionality sign can be replaced by equality sign, and we need to introduce a constant in place of it. Right?
Yes, sir.
Similar is the story of inverse variation. Now, just by your logic or instincts, can you say what is inverse variation?
So could you
Use the
repeat?
logic and using your logic or instincts, just say what will be, when do we say that the two quantities are varying inversely with respect to each other? This is direct variation. There is one more variation which is known as inverse variation. Inverse variation.
Which is not proportional.
No, there are, other than proportionality, there are a lot of things. Here, it is still proportional. When I say inverse variation, this is also kind of proportionality, but little different. You have studied this. You yourself said in 8th standard you had in maths. Maybe at that time nobody told you that this is very important topic.
Yes,
I'll make
sir.
you realize. I'll make you realize. Actually, in the previous chapters also we had used this, but I thought you know. But in this chapter, you needed a better concept of it, a better
So I
understanding
think
of
if
variation.
x is doubled, then y is divided by 2.
Correct. If x is doubled, y is half. If x
Yes.
is tripled, y is made 1/3. Then
One
we
third.
say the two quantities are varying inversely with respect to each other. Yeah, it goes like this. If you draw a table of it, if you prepare a table of the values of x and y, x is 10, y is 4, x is 20, y is 2, x is 40, y is 1, x is 80, y is 0. Something like that. See, x is doubled, y is halved. X is made 4 times, y is made 1/4. X is made 8 times, y is made 1/8. So this is what we say is inverse variation. When y is inversely proportional to x, actually we mean to say that one of them is doubled, other will get halved. Right?
Yes, sir.
If you read the graph of it looks like this. That's rectangular hyperbola. There's a special name to this curve. This is known as rectangular hyperbola. This is graph of inverse variation. Table looks like this, right? And mathematical form is x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2. Just multiply these two quantities, 40. Multiply these two, 40. Multiply these two, 40. Multiply these two, 40. So x, y is constant. Well, multiply x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. Multiply any value of x and corresponding value of y, the result will always be constant. So this is also read like this: x into y is constant. X into y is constant. Okay, got
Yes,
it?
sir. Yes, sir.
Now, so y is inversely proportional to x. This is symbolic form of this. Y is inversely proportional to x. The symbolic form of it is y varies inversely with x. Now, again, I said we can remove proportionality sign by introducing a constant. So y is something upon x. For example, in this case, I can say y is equal to 40 by x. You can cross check. X is 10, y is 4. X is 20, y is 2. X is 40, y is 1. X is 80, y is 0. Okay, so I hope now you'll remember what is direct variation and inverse variation, right? And never keep this in mind that one of them increases, other decreases. No, I can show both of them is increasing. How? X is 10, y is minus, 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 minus. See, x is increasing, y is also increasing. Is this the case of direct variation? Yes. X by x into y is minus 40, x into y is minus 40, minus 40, minus 40. So it is direct variation, but constant of proportionality was negative. So if one of them increases, other also increases. Right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, so trust me, if you carry this concept, you will see that most of the theories in physics uses the concept of direct and inverse variation as Newton's law of gravitation itself. Newton's law of gravitation itself uses the concept of proportionality. If this proportionality was not there, Newton would never be able to give a formula. Or maybe if this was not there, maybe something else would be there. But he used proportionality, and not him. It's almost all the scientists use this proportionality concept. Right? So he said force is directly proportional to product of the masses. Means what? Double the product of masses. Double the product of masses. Double will be the force. If one of the masses is doubled, other is made 4 times. Then the force will increase by how many times?
Sir, your screen is blurred.
See, if one of the mass is doubled, other is made 4 times, how many times force will increase? Question samjha? Or I'll explain the question first.
Sir, could you repeat the question?
See, I'm trying to make you understand what is the meaning of F is directly proportional product of masses. My question is, if there were 2 masses M1 and M2, mass M1 is doubled, mass M2 is made 4 times. How many times the force of attraction between them will increase or decrease? M1 is doubled and this is quadrupled. One of them is made 2 times, one of them is made 4 times. My question is,
8 times.
8 times.
force will increase 8 times because their product has increased 8 times.
4 times 2 is 8.
Correct. And
8
it is directly proportional to their product. So if their product increases 8 times, the force will also increase 8 times. If one of them is made 4 times and other is half, how many times the force will increase?
So 2 times.
2 times. One of them is made 4 times,
2
other
times.
is halved. So 2 times. 4 into half is 2. So this is how proportionality works. So he got at least some idea. Yes, it's working. This gravitational force of attraction is proportional to product of the mass. Then he had drawn he had derived a relation F is inversely proportional to R square. So keeping the masses same, if distance between them is doubled, what will happen to force of attraction? Keeping the masses same, if the distance between them is doubled, then what will happen to the force acting between them?
So it would be half.
1/4.
One
It's
for
not it's not inversely proportional to R. I did not say कि F is inversely proportional to R. I said F is inversely proportional to R square. So you have to check for R square, not R. Right? R is
the
double.
two
So
will
what?
get squared down.
Right. So 2 ka square is 4 times. So R square is quadrupled. Hence, force reduces to 1/4 of its value. If the distance is tripled, if the distance between the two masses is tripled, what will happen to the force between them?
1/9.
1/9 times it will. Right? Clear now?
Yes, sir.
So the first conclusion was F is proportional to M1, M2. The next was F is inversely proportional to R square. Now you club the two, you club these two statements. So if you combine these two statements, we get F is proportional to M1, M2 by R square. F is directly proportional to M1, M2 by R square.
And to make them equal,
Now,
we put a constant because of
yes.
the
Right.
proportionality sign.
So whenever you want to remove proportionality sign and introduce a equality sign, we need a constant. Now question is from where to get the value of this constant. I don't have ready-made table for it, right? If I had table of M1, M2, R and F, I could have derived the value of K from there, but I don't have. So some experiments were conducted. There's a famous experiment, Cavendish method, where like Newton himself gave it. He carried out some experiments and found the value of this K. And he named the value of K as cap. Symbol he used was capital G. And he named it as universal law of universal constant, universal gravitational constant. Right? Universal gravitational constant. He measured its value and found it to be 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 SI units. 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 SI units. And what is SI unit? SI unit of it is Newton meter square per
kg
square.
square.
Right? So
Yes, sir.
G ka value is 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 kg. So SI units, that is Newton meter square per kg square. Right?
Yes, sir.
You can always approximate it in sums, numericals. 6.67, we can always write as 20 by 3. This will make your job easy, right? Dealing with 6.67, it is easy to handle 20 by 3. If you divide 20 by 3, its approx value is
6.66.
6.666666. So that
Yes,
is 6.6,
very
right?
close to
So
6.67.
correct. So in numericals, I'll not use 6.67. I'll simply write 20 by 3, right? Newton meter square per kg square. Even in higher syllabus, questions on this gravitation has a lot of complicated, difficult calculations, right? So just because of 6.67. But what we do is we replace 6.67 by 20 by 3. It is easy dividing a number by 6. And if I write down 5.64 divided by 6.67, it's not possible for you, right? Well, you
Yes,
can,
sir.
but it will take a lot of time. So just replace it by 20 by 3. So 0.5, so 0.282 into 3. So 0.846 is answer. To check with calculator, 5.64 divided by 6.67, it will be 0.846. Right? So 0.667. In fact, there are a lot of shortcuts and tricks which we use to find approximate values. Some other day I'll explain. I'll tell you all those. But now I'll come back to the formula. Newton's law of
Sir, the
gravitation.
20 would come up and the 3 would go down.
Obviously, 5.67 upon 5.64 I said, na? Divide by 6.67. So 20 will come here, 3 will go down. So denominator of denominator goes in numerator. So this is 0.564. So 0.282 into 3, that is. Hello. What was your doubt? The same thing you asked, na?
Yes, sir, I told the same thing.
Okay. So now we know Newton's law of gravitation. G m1 m2 by r squared. Newton's law of gravitation says that force of attraction acting between two masses m1 m2 separated by a finite distance r is given by formula G m1 m2 by r square. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let me start with a numerical. Then we'll take some good examples in next class. Suppose there are two masses. One is of 10 raised to 4 kg, other is 5.4 into 10 raised to 3 kg. They're separated by a distance of 100 meter. Calculate force of attraction acting between the two objects. Gravitational force of attraction acting between the two objects. Just have to substitute
Sir,
the value.
36,000.
36,000. No, it cannot be so long. So large. Should be a small value. 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 into m1. Mass of the first is 10 raised to 4.
Okay,
Then
sir. Okay, I did a
5.4 into
mistake.
10 raised to 6.
Yes, sir. I did a
Upon
mistake.
100 square. 100 ka square is 10 raised to 4. This gets cancelled. This is 20 by 3. So 18 to the 36 into 10 raised to minus 8. So 3.6 into 10 raised to minus 7 Newton. That's answer. So force of attraction between the two masses is 3.6 into 10 raised to minus 7 Newton. Got it? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I did 36,000, but I forgot to multiply by 10 raised to
10 raised to
minus
minus
11.
11.
Yes.
Okay. Nothing. I'll take interesting problems tomorrow. Next class. Let me take some simple questions. Calculate force of attraction in above problem if masses and distance, uh, all the masses and the distances are doubled. If the masses are doubled and distances also doubled, what will happen? What will be the force of attraction acting between the two masses?
Okay.
See,
It
my
will
question
be
is,
multiplied by 2.
everything is doubled. This is doubled. 2 into 10 raised to 4. This is 10.8 into 10 raised to, distance is 200 meter. What will happen to force? What will be force acting between the two masses then? Tell me the answer. It's very easy question.
So 7.2 times 10 to the power of minus 7.
No, answer is same. F is proportional to M1, M2 and inversely proportional to square 1. This is doubled, this is doubled, this is doubled. Gets cancelled, remains same. Actually, we're not supposed to calculate only. Masses gets doubled, distance gets doubled. No.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so I'll stop here. In next class, we'll do some good question numericals. Huh?
So, but isn't it squared? Okay, yeah, then it's double, then it's squared. So,
Double
okay.
K square is 4 times, and
Yes.
masses are also double, 2 into 4, 4
Yes,
into
sir.
4. Okay, chalo, I'll stop here.